Hi, this is Doreen Virtue, and this is Angel Therapy to help your heart and your mind and your life to heal following the loss of a loved one. First of all, let me send you my prayers, condolences, and many blessings on this transition. I realize this is a delicate and vulnerable time for you, and I appreciate you sharing it with me. I want to let you know that the processes and all the feelings that are happening are part of healing from this loss. They're very normal and very natural. And fortunately, because they're so natural, God has created built-in healing systems to help us to move on, help us to feel like we can continue living in the face of great sorrow and great loss. The primary archangel that God gave to us to help us through grief is the beloved archangel Azrael, A-Z-R-A-E-L. And Azrael has long been recorded in sacred scriptures as the angel who helps us with transitions, with crossing over, and with helping others through grief and doing grief counseling. There's also the Archangel Raphael, who's wonderful at helping us to heal from anything that's bothering us or weighing us down, and helping us to shift our sleep cycles and eating cycles back to a more healthful standpoint. So let's go ahead and call on the archangels Azrael and Raphael and ask God to watch over us throughout this time together, helping and supporting you on the road to recovery and peace. Archangel Azrael, we know that you help all souls to cross from the physical plane into heaven. And we ask for your reassurance and comfort now to help us to feel assured that our loved one's crossing was peaceful, and that our loved one in heaven is doing fine, is doing very well, and is reunited with other loved ones who are in heaven. Azrael, we ask that you give us clear signs that we easily notice and understand, and lots of comfort and reassurance that our loved ones in heaven are happy, and that they're watching over us, and that they know how much we love them. And Azrael shows me that he's holding the hands of your loved ones. He shows me smiling faces, and even if they suffered toward the end with physical illnesses or an accident, the Archangel Azrael says that the body's been shed and all that pain with it, and your loved one's soul is healthy and whole and complete as God created that person's soul. And your loved one goes through healing and ministering with the angels in heaven who help them to review their life and come to terms with parts of their life that they feel good about, and parts of their lives that they feel that they want to learn from and balance. Your loved one in heaven is learning to adjust to their new life in spirit form, and they'll be given divine assignments as to how to help you and other loved ones without interfering with your free will in your life's path. Your loved one in heaven will be with you at times like an angel or a spirit guide, helping you in a non-interfering way. And so you may see signs from your loved one right away, such as birds, particularly if there was a special bird that your loved one enjoyed. Butterflies, moths, and dragonflies are also ways that heaven brings messages of love from the other side to us. Especially if you see these birds, butterflies, moths, dragonflies, in unusual ways, or very frequently. And if you get the feeling that this is a message from heaven, trust that feeling, because it is. If there was a special song or music that you and your departed loved one shared, that song will appear at opportune times throughout your life as a reminder that your loved one in heaven is thinking of you and sending you lots of love. Other signs that they may send include coins that you find. This is particularly true of grandparents and parents who've passed, especially if your grandpa would pull a coin from behind your ear as a magic trick, or your dad or mom would give you a special coin to signify their love. You'll find coins as a way to connect with them. Other signs can include angel-shaped clouds, rainbows, flickering lights, seeing their initials on license plates, smelling their favorite cologne or perfume, or even another fragrance associated with the loved one, such as cigarette smoke. If you feel the presence of your loved one, trust that feeling. Your body is so well attuned to energies and vibrations, and your sensitivity is a gift to us all. If you feel the presence of your loved one, simply say or think a hello, I love you, or whatever it is authentically you would like to say to them. It's a wonderful idea to have conversations with your loved ones. You can do this silently, you can do this out loud, or even in written form as a question and answer interview. Don't worry that you're bothering them. If they're busy, an angel or some other relative will come through and let you know that the loved one is not able to come for a conversation at the moment and will be with you later. And don't take it as personal rejection if you can't immediately connect to your loved one. It takes a while for people who cross over to assimilate and review their entire life, particularly if they didn't believe in life after death. It can be a real shock to their system when they get to the other side and they realize, oh, I'm still very alive, just in a different form. You may also connect with your loved ones through dreams. Dream visitations are actually very common because when we're asleep, our unconscious mind is open to spiritual guidance and spiritual connection. At that time, our ego is asleep, so it can't block us from receiving this guidance. Dream visitations have a more than real quality to them. Those dreams are so powerful have such strong emotions and vivid colors and stick with you long after you've had the dream. And usually the message from a dream visitation is very simple and to the point, along the lines of, please don't worry about me. I'm fine. I love you. I'm in heaven watching over you. And with that reassurance, you know that there's truly nothing to worry about with your loved one and that all is well. All these feelings that you have as a part of grief are natural and normal. Initially, following a loss, there's shock, especially if it's a sudden loss, one that was unexpected, as opposed to a lengthy illness where you have time to prepare. With a sudden loss, there's a shock and a disbelief that your loved one is no longer physically present. This can take some time, and give yourself that time and be gentle as you settle in to realizing that this loss has occurred as a transition, but definitely not a final loss, because you will be reunited throughout your life, and then later on, when you transition, you'll be with your loved ones full time again. The shock period of grieving can be one of feeling ungrounded, unfocused, or unsettled. So do be careful and make sure that if you are driving or walking where there's a lot of traffic, that you take your time to look both ways, perhaps go a little bit slower than normal, and just really focus on your surroundings and ground yourself. Be very patient with yourself if you seem to be forgetful. You walk into a room and you don't know why you went there. Be really patient with yourself through this process of healing from the shock of your loss. And as you continue and move toward realizing this transition has taken place, then you may have a period of what's called bargaining occur. It's where you try to make deals with God or promise to do things like go to church or temple or volunteer in exchange for the loss being undone. And in these cases, it can be a feeling of either closeness to God, or in some cases a feeling like God isn't hearing your prayers or is even abandoning you. And if that occurs, then I want to ask the angels to help you to heal your relationship with your Creator, who I promise you does hear all your prayers. And if it seems like God betrayed you with this loss, remember that we can't know the full extent of God's plan of peace. And sometimes people who go home seemingly early before their time to heaven become God's greatest angels. And that no one is ever truly lost. Nothing's ever truly lost. There's just changes and transitions. And my prayer is that you be willing to forgive God for any prayers that you feel weren't answered. And remember that another person's free will was also involved. And I send you blessings for your peace. After this period of bargaining is over, there can be some anger, some feelings like, why did you leave me? And this can create mixed feelings, because there might be a part of you that thinks, I shouldn't be angry at someone who's passed. And yet it's very normal and very natural, and nothing to worry about. That feeling of being abandoned, or if the way that the loved one passed made you angry, allow yourself to feel these feelings. Definitely do not stuff them or try to deny them, because they're very real, very normal, and part of your healing. The anger may come to you all of a sudden. You may feel mood swings. You might feel out of character, some rage. You might even throw something. This is all part of the healing and is a temporary part of the journey. And then there can be some sadness and depression, more than you've been feeling. It might even feel like it takes an effort to get out of bed and get dressed and do normal parts of your day. You might feel sorry for yourself and feel that people have now left from supporting you, where in the beginning of the loss they were all around you. Now you may feel abandoned by other family and friends as well. And all these feelings are part of the road and the journey to the last step of healing from grief, and that is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean that you like that this person has passed, but it does mean that you have the grace to understand that this did happen, and that you're more focused on the times that you did have with that person, rather than focusing on, why don't I have this person? You may, at the period of acceptance, have developed a very close bond with the spirit and soul of your departed loved one, which will definitely help you to move to acceptance and to healing. And we ask the Archangel Azrael and the Archangel of Healing, Raphael, to put their hands around you and to send their healing light and energy into your mind, body, and soul. And as you breathe, absorbing this divine pure light and love into your heart, soothing you, helping you to face your real emotions courageously, and allowing yourself the room and the time to cry and to feel the full range of your emotions. Azrael, we ask that you bring comfort and soothing healing energy to our friend now. We ask that you comfort our friend and help them to know that their loved ones are happy and healthy in heaven, and that this blessing within this tragic loss is that there's a new connection, a new relationship between our friend who is listening to this podcast and their loved one in heaven. And this new relationship allows them to become even closer and know each other on a whole new and even more honest level, without the physical in the way. Your loved one is free. They're free of restrictions and barriers and pressures and stress, free of all worries, free of tension, and free of pain. And we ask that you connect in that space of freedom. And as much as your heart may be hurting right now with overwhelming sadness and sorrow, there's a space within your heart that is always filled with love. Let's recall a loving, fun, safe, wonderful memory with your loved one. And what's the first memory that comes to mind? Know that that memory is your loved one living on within you, within your mind and heart. Your memories are the memorial to your loved one. And your loved one will be working with you to help you on your divine life path and mission. And so your loved one will be living on through the legacy that you are creating through your healing, your teaching, and your artistry, and your helping work. As you create magic and help others, so does your loved one in heaven join in that process with you, partner with you, as they were not able to partner previously while on earth. The two of you acting as one spirit, one love, one light. And any earthly concerns about family, finances, we ask that archangels Raziel and Raphael help you to care and receive the support as you need this for your day-to-day life and especially for your life's sacred mission. We ask that you be willing to release any old anger or betrayal or feelings of unforgiveness that you may be holding consciously or unconsciously in your mind and in your heart. Allow yourself to release and detoxify every part of you in exchange for peace. As you breathe, give yourself permission to go to this psychic spa, if you will, where your mind and your body and your soul can let down their guard and be yourself and feel whatever it wants to feel and think whatever it wants to think with unconditional love and approval from God and all of heaven. In your eyes, your loved one is shining and blissful in heaven. And in heaven's eyes, you in truth are already happy and very healed. And if there's any part of you that feels guilty for being happy without your loved one, let's go ahead and release that ego block now by asking you to breathe in and out deeply. Beautiful. As archangels Raziel, Azrael, and Raphael completely clear your heart of any old residue of guilt. As you allow yourself to be happy, it boosts and gives permission to all of your loved ones, living and past, to also be happy. In other words, you inspire them to be happy as you're happy. Think about it. Aren't you happier when the people around you are smiling and happy themselves? And the same holds true for you. As you allow yourself those moments of happiness, even if it's just a fleeting few seconds, that's the energy of healing and the direction that we're going. It's safe for you to be happy. Through your happiness, your heart is open to connecting with your loved one. We ask the angels to clear any static on the lines of your divine transmissions and receptivity, so that you can clearly feel and see and hear your departed loved one in heaven coming through to you during dream time and waking moments. We ask your departed loved one to make themselves known very loud and clear to you in happy, gentle, safe, loving ways. And we pray for this connection between you and your loved ones. We pray that you absolutely know that your loved one is safe and happy in heaven. We pray that you know that your loved one's mindset is now at a very healthy level. People in heaven don't hold on to resentment. So please never worry whether your loved ones in heaven are judging you or disapproving of you. Your loved ones in heaven want one thing: your happiness, your peace. Anything else that you engage in is a waste of your earthly time and a waste of your life. Your loved ones in heaven have looked back on their own lives and have seen where they've wasted time with unnecessary worry or anger, things that they could have been using for peace, divine life purpose, helping others, getting in touch with healing energies on behalf of themselves or others, joy, play, and relaxation. Your loved ones want this for you. They're here to help you. It's their great joy to help you. They do appreciate the prayers that you send their way. It's very effective to pray for their transition and their peace. So the next time that you find yourself feeling worried or some other uncomfortable emotion connected to your loved one, you can turn it around by instead asking them to send you a sign, as we'll do right now. Think of the deceased loved one that you would like to connect with, and we ask that this person sends you a very clear physical sign that you will easily notice and completely understand right away. A message and a sign of love and peace and understanding. And we thank you, loved ones in heaven, for your continued help with our healing, our life path, and our life in general. Thank you for working with the angels and being there for us. And we send you our prayers and blessings in return until many, many years from now when we completely reconnect on the other side. Thank you, Archangel Azrael, for guiding our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, our words in the direction and on the path of healing and health. Thank you, Azrael, for guiding all of our words as we speak to others about grief, so that we always come from that place of compassion and understanding and love. Thank you for helping us to be gentle with ourselves and gentle with each other, and to have patience with ourselves as we heal. My prayers are with you, and I thank you for joining with me today. Lots of love and angel blessings.